Well, I'm coming from Russia. I don't know much about inside of American theaters, and though I worked with some companies, but still, it's just a contract. It's not that they have to come there. But I started in a theater in Russia, and that was a kind of tough start because people around, that's a competition. They're not necessarily always nice. They may love you inside, but eventually we all come to the same competition, and it can be only one main part in that musical, and we are 20 girls. We all want it, so it's a tough world, and music, it's still something relaxing, something once we love it, it becomes bigger than everything else, and all kinds of fears, even money, family conflicts, whatever, or job conflicts. I realized that being in that competition, that if I stop concentrating on that part, but I just concentrate on my music, on something I really love, that love becomes so big, and then it shows me the way how to love people, and eventually how to love myself. Once I love myself, those fears are gone. That self-confidence is here, because no matter who I am, I love myself. Yeah, well, actually, yes, you pronounce it correct, because it's an Italian word, buffo. Yeah, they took it, our Russian theater, they took it from Italy, and they took the idea from Italy as well. It's always funny. It's never tragic. It's always positive. A very interesting theater, very interesting story, and it's always amazing to me how it was started. It was started in communism time in Soviet Russia, and the idea of that theater would sound completely crazy and too foreign for our government at that point. But that person who started, his name was Stockband. He came after Second War. He came back to St. Petersburg, and he got degree in directing and music and theater. And he decided to start a positive theater, bringing a lot of freedom, which was not allowed on that point. He showed completely different mentality to people, that the world is not that square like we all think. It's free. It's free, it has fun, it has music, it has a lot of jazz music, which was not welcomed at that point in Russia. American culture definitely was not welcome. It was still Cold War time, I will not forget that. And somehow, I don't know how, but somehow he found a way to government that they approved it. And that was one of the very, very first and very few companies, private business. So the money the theater earned was used for salaries, and just existence was on themselves. Government would not help. And that was still the same when I came there. So actually our salary was bigger than other theaters had, supported by government, because you understand why. So that was the theater, but it was a musical theater. Eventually, like now we understand that it was a musical theater, and some mix with musical theater and a little bit burlesque and vaudeville. All those genres at once. It was we had few stages. One stage was a big stage for just musical theater production, and other stages we would use for concerts. And all kinds of numbers, not only singing and dancing, but clowns could be there, some magician could be there, and all kinds of crazy things could happen there. Love to music, love to what I'm doing, and that's why I said that I stopped doing that once I stopped feeling that passion, basically. But yeah, I was really in love with what I was doing. It's hard to even explain how much. It was just a lot. It was never a job for me. I would wake up in the morning and first thing I would think would be what will be something about the stage. And then it would be all day long, all kinds of rehearsing. Even time off would not be time off. I would make some plans about dresses for the stage or rehearsing by myself, and that process would never stop. I didn't really know what time off should be if it's not for the stage. Right. I bet it's very challenging. I bet it is. But in the same time, it gives them different side of life, because yes, they go to job and that's something they'll have to do no matter what, just to pay the bills. And even if they love the job, still, it's eventually at some point it's stressful. We all get tired, and we need some different side of our life, and it just, I noticed it keeps balance for people, and something we need to have. Even I believe being in that performing world, it should be something else we need to have. Now I understand that, because when I was younger I didn't understand that, and I would work myself to death completely, that I would be just lying eventually down, and I would not be able to do anything. But now I believe it should not be in that way. We should have rest, we should have some stops in our professional life and do whatever we want to do, but something completely different from what we're doing. I think it helps, and it's like exercising. Yes, we don't have time, we don't have money, but can we afford being sick? No. So, but this is our mental health too, and actual physical well-being as well. But it's a lot about well-being, and I believe it's good. I would suggest keep it as a fun, because we have that conversation once in a life, and it is funny. People have real jobs, big positions, being directors of something, and they come here and they start struggling with some scales, and they get so serious on that, and they come and they're stressed out because that scale song or whatever doesn't come in correct way, and I have to remind, hey, it's just your hobby, have fun. But now I believe we should take everything like that, and that brings us to a bigger accomplishments eventually. Once we are too serious on what we're doing, we don't go far with that. We have to keep fun, even being on a real job. Those hard sometimes, but especially if it's just a hobby. Really enjoy what you do. Keep some space between yourself, and even if there is a goal, eventually become professional, and that's still God will do this there. Just do what you can do, enjoy it, do what you can do today, and tomorrow will be there. On our website, goldenkeystudio.com, and there's a form to contact there, telephone numbers, and all the information about our studio, and Golden Key Studio page there's on Facebook as well. And our banner, big banner here. We do have many recitals, but one big recital, our spring recital, is May 15, 4:30 at Unitarian Church on Robin Hood in Winston-Salem, and there's information about that on our website. Oh yes, actually I do remember. You will love. You will not believe, but it was 3 lines piece. 3 lines. you started learning piano, 3 lines can be challenged, right? At first, and it was 3 lines of this. I still remember even exact pitch for that. 3 lines like this. I had hours to practice, but I was very disciplined at that point. So me and my grandma who took care of me at that point, took care of my practice time. We would sit and I would do that. But in Russia it's a little bit less, at least it used to be at that time. Probably it's a completely different story now, but it was way less about having fun. It was literally about building good hand and just building technique, no matter is it entertaining or not. Discipline. We have more Chinese way of education. Oh, sure. Okay, let me think about something. I want to sing something traditional, Russian traditional. Of course, I'm from Russia, and I want to sing something a cappella. There's one song coming from my roots. And my roots are not only Russian but also Kazakh roots. Kazakhs, they're a very special community in Russia in the Tsar time, and that's where my grandfather came, and then my mom and me. And I still love a lot those songs. They're just so large and free. So yeah, one song, Kazakh song I will sing. It's called Steppe, which is step, big fill. Ой, ты степь широкая, степь протянулася. Ой, да не степной орел, развивай